is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is watching the drama and maybe even betrayal that you've been through, and kind of surprised that you seem to have learned quite a lot. We have wisdom, and you seem to recover very quickly or very easily. We have the healing card. I'm going to light another candle here. Maybe it's someone who feels like, well, like they need to heal from you. But I think for the majority of you, this would be someone who feels like if they're going to navigate the life of dating in a better way, they need to learn from you how you navigate these waters, because you've already demonstrated in some way that you know how to move on or you know how to let go. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime chime. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box, along with more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. I think we'll start off with the Marigold Tarot. And tomorrow is a holiday. I'm trying to figure out how to navigate that. Speaking of navigation, I may do a live stream. I may not. So at the very least, I want to be able to post the members only content so they have some videos to watch. Hello, Mustafa. How are you doing? Oh, we're starting off with the Ace of Swords. And I love this Ace of Swords. It's, I think, the only one where the sword is piercing through the center of a rose, indicating that we have wisdom or knowledge that is valuable regarding the romantic side of life, right? Sounds good. We've got the 10 of Pentacles or 10 of Rings in the reverse and the World in the reverse. Why is it that when you go through major loss, you don't treat it like the world is over? Why is it that you seem so content in who you are by yourself? You don't seem to need someone else around. This is what someone's thinking when they look at you. Hello, Rufio. How are you doing? Hello, Dracula. What's up? It is indeed. Hello, Mira. What is going on? Thank you for liking the video. We have the Moon in the reverse and the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, huh? All right, so the person who is watching you and trying to figure out if they can learn from how you move is someone who feels like, how do I explain this? I don't know that they have the best of intentions towards you. The Moon is in the reverse, so we at the very least have somebody who is secretive. But with the 10 of Cups in the reverse, they also feel like they don't really belong. So they feel like an outcast. They feel like people don't really understand them. And that puts them in a situation where they feel kind of defensive towards others. Even if it is a pleasant social situation, they might be the first one to start saying something rude or, you know, kind of like back away from the situation. Hello, Shandana. Yes, it is 6:40 a.m. here. This is a general reading, and at 30 minutes in, sometimes it's more like 35, I take personal questions with priority to those who are tipping or donating. Hello, Akib. Akib. How are you doing? Hello, Matthew. How's your day? Hello, Gary. Just keep in mind that you might be confusing things. That is not what we are doing here. Hello, Mayan. How are you doing? So we have the Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Wands in the reverse. Okay, this is somebody who is admiring you from afar. The moon is in the reverse because they are holding back or secretive and probably always have been towards you. I do think that it's no contact between the two of you because there was some disagreement or frustration that didn't seem to be workable. Like, well, you're not going to change your mind and I'm not going to change my mind. So where does that leave us? If you're not going to do right by, you know, the connection, then I'll walk away. Seems to be what you said, if you resonate with this Queen of Pentacles. So they want to know, why is it that you can walk away from this situation and seem unscathed, unbothered, whereas they feel like everything has come crashing down? Is this like the whole, okay, no? Yep, okay. So it feels to me like they're not just trying to learn because they admire, they're trying to figure out how to look as unbothered as you are, trying to look to their friends or their coworkers like this doesn't bother them, but they don't understand. They don't understand how you're so capable of being okay on your own. Knight of Rings or Knight of Pentacles and the Hermit in the reverse. They don't understand. They still have some kind of immature approaches to romance and self-worth. It's not just how they interact with others. It begins with this Ten of Cups in the reverse. If you feel like no one will love you, you make it awfully difficult for yourself to, you know, be wrong. It's like you send out little daggers like, leave me alone. I want to prove myself right that all of you suck and I can't be friends with any of you, much less date you. I don't know if that's what this person feels like they send out as far as a message to people. But with the Nine of Wands, it's like they have this kind of attractive exterior with the, you know, thorns that would join with the rose bush, right? Yes, it's a beautiful flower, but you could get cut. So they don't seem to have learned from anybody else how to cope in healthy ways or how to address their feelings without it being something that takes a hit to their like self-esteem. Hey, Mayan, I just want to ask you to please hold off on the personal questions until after 30 minutes. If people get a little demanding or a little repetitive in the live chat, I will block or time you out. Did I say hello to James? Hello, James. Hello, Adavitya? Did I say it right? It is not. Hello, Redbeard. How are you doing? Hello, Harsh. Hello, Mercedes. Hello, OG. Hello, 417. I will take personal questions at about 30 minutes in with priority to those who tip or donate. Hello, Bubbles. What's up? Hello, Savra. So we have the Devil and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Okay. Admiring you from afar, feeling like you're much more capable at moving on or walking away from heartbreak and recovering quickly, making it feel like everything will be just fine, right? Hello, Ricky. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Diane. Hello, Aparajita. Did I say that right? Sorry. Hello, Jesse. Or no, Jessica. How are you doing? Hello, Justin. I feel like this is someone who struggles with their confidence levels and sees that you have this light within you or this appreciation for who you are, even though you're not perfect. Even though there are things that happen that aren't the best, you still seem to find a way to find joy or laugh or keep it moving. And they envy that. Hello. Yeah, no. But that is funny. We have tragedy, forbidden love, and projected days, weeks, months, future. So they look ahead and feel like they're going to continue to miss you or struggle to move on from you and feel like this is, you know, a tragic love. And they're worried that while they're still stuck in this like love sickness or being jealous, you're going to find someone else. The fact that we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles may indicate this person feels like you two are divine counterparts or soulmates. But you may be physically moving. You may be looking into getting a different job. There's this knowledge on the King of Pentacles' behalf that you're going to go somewhere else. You're not going to just be accessible for them. Hey, Rachel, how are you doing? You keep putting stuff in the live chat that is repetitive. I'm going to put you on just a little baby timeout. Enjoy the time when I'm doing the general reading with the other folks in the live chat, or you can pop back at 30 minutes, but it gets a little irritating when people are repeatedly asking for something I already addressed, okay? Hello, expert. How are you doing? I hope you get a very nice breakfast, Rachel. We have Verge, about to reveal or confess, and pop up. All right. This feels exciting. So our King of Pentacles may be correct in their assumption that the Queen of Pentacles won't be on the market for very long. It does feel like there is someone else who wants to express their interest in this Queen of Pentacles, and that's seen as kind of a threat, right? Because the King of Pentacles knows this Queen of Pentacles is not going to necessarily be holding themselves back and saying, oh, but I still miss this other person, right? I think it's worth clarifying that the King of Pentacles does not need to be a man, and the Queen of Pentacles does not need to be a woman. These are energies that I'm reading. But between these two who at one time, were in some sort of romance, there is an energy of like stability that is very different for each of these. Perhaps the King of Pentacles is pretty decent at making money, but struggles with regards to that like domestic bliss, right? Perhaps the Queen of Pentacles is seen as very reliable, but still has some things they need to work out with their finances. There seems to be this like, almost like a puzzle piece where you do things well that I don't necessarily, but it's okay because, you know, the vice versa situation is true as well. Hello, Kathy. How are you doing? Craig. Excellent. Nice to meet you. I'm Carmen. Hello, Dee. How are you doing? So the thing is, because we have this commitment to healing and this wisdom that the Queen of Pentacles encompasses, there does seem to be a readiness for a new relationship. In other words, this isn't someone who just like last Tuesday got broken up with or broke up with this King of Pentacles and they're, entertaining other people because they want to be distracted. This is someone who has taken time on their own. This is one of my favorite cards because it very much so implies that strength is closely tied to your ability to know yourself. It sounds so simple, right? Oh, well, like I spent a ton of time with myself, had to look at myself every day in the mirror. I know me pretty well. You'd be surprised how many people out there don't know anything about themselves, know very little, or believe what they want to believe, right? This Queen of Pentacles is someone who looks within and does the introspection required to get through a healing phase, perhaps quite a bit faster than other people do, or at least with more dedication to it. So it's almost like the King of Pentacles is like, we're racing, you know, like we're leaving the same place and going to the same place, but we're going to take different paths and see who gets there first. The King of Pentacles chose poorly. The King of Pentacles got stuck in a traffic jam, and the Queen of Pentacles arrived much earlier. So it's like, in the King of Pentacles mind, only a matter of time before someone else is going to express interest. And if they're doing so well with their healing, the King of Pentacles expects that the Queen of Pentacles is probably pretty open-minded or interested in those who approach the, you know, proper way or respectfully. This is the Pope Tarot. Hello, Bernard. How are you doing? Hello, Alexis. How are you doing? Yes. We have to be careful when we are doing, you know, any kind of judgment of a situation. There are a lot of people out there that will encourage you. And I mean, in particular, let's be cautious with the AI chatbot stuff, okay, you guys? Because that stuff will encourage you interacting with it by telling you what you want to hear. And sometimes we got friends like that, right? Self-monitoring and self-awareness is a core element here for why this Queen of Pentacles is able to keep it moving and seems so unbothered, right? Hello, Arima. How are you doing? Hello, Star. Please keep it in English if you don't mind. We know this about you, Redbeard, and we like it. It could be a married couple, although it doesn't have to be. I would say that's probably the most likely pairing for those kings and queens in the tarot. And of course, there's also the Emperor and the Empress, which could be more specifically talking about someone who has children, right? But we have one of my other favorite cards, Justice. Hopefully you know who Pam Grier is. If you don't, go watch a few movies. Justice is a card that talks about decisions. Also talks about karma. Even if I know that it will be a disruption to my schedule, even if I know it might be a little bit difficult for me to say goodbye to you, if I know that it's the right thing to do for my healing and my happiness, then I will take that on. I will sacrifice that short term for the long-term gratification, which I think is a mark of maturity. But we have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse because it is a sense of loss. It is maybe not obvious to everybody else, including this King of Pentacles, but the Queen of Pentacles did look at this as, you know, something that hurt, something that was unfortunate, something that they didn't want to have happen. But there's also a point where you realize if you have to sacrifice too much, or maybe even any at all, on what your expectations or what you deserve in a connection, then will you look like a fool if you stay? Yesterday on the live stream, we had somebody from the UK that was saying they enjoy listening to how Americans speak, and I replied that one of my favorite things about watching Geordie Shore years ago was trying to figure out the slang from Newcastle and how interesting it is to see how those things differ. And one of the phrases that sticks out for me is, you made a mug of us. And tell me if I'm wrong, but that's like basically like if I stay with you and everybody else knows that you're treating me poorly, and I know that you're treating me poorly, then they all know that I accept that. They all know that I'm okay with that. So we have someone who said, basically, I know this isn't going to be fun. I know I'll miss you, but I'm not going to stick around for this kind of treatment. I know I deserve better than that. Hello, Mavis. How are you doing? Hello, Moo. What's up? Oh, Lord. Hello, Y. How are you doing? Yes, this I did figure out, but Redbeard, let me tell you how much fun it was for me to be like just initially checking out Geordie Shore and picking up on some of that like slang. It was, yeah, I love those things. Anyways, there's a difference here in terms of what the Queen of Pentacles was willing to accept as far as treatment or behavior from the King of Pentacles and what the King of Pentacles thought they could get away with. And when that happens, often we have a breakup, right? I don't know, you guys. I have 5 candles and it's still kind of dark in here. Maybe I need to get like a bigger candle. Now we have 6. Is it better? Only slightly. All right, we're going for a lucky number 7. Do you think that'll work? What do you think? Well, let's put it here. All right. I gotta be real careful with where I throw these cards, you guys. Hello, Saji, how are you doing? Exactly. Hello, EC. I do personal questions at about 30 minutes in with priority to those who tip or donate. So we have the Hierophant, the Hermit, and the Page of Cups in the reverse. So when things go south, when things do not go well, Page of Cups can be like sadness, right? Then you really shine. You show everyone your actual strength. Sure, maybe you can lift weights. Maybe you can run a marathon. I don't know. Maybe you have really great thumbs because you play video games all the time. But the strength that you've been demonstrating for everyone and that this King of Pentacles has been kind of bummed to see is that you are fine on your own. You don't need them to hold your hand. You don't need anybody to tell you this is what you need to do or, you know, this person isn't treating you right. You've learned these lessons and that's why you appear unbothered. You're like, okay, I know how to handle this. I've seen this movie before, slightly different cast, but it's okay. Excellent. Hello, David. I'm not sure what that is, but if you would like to retry that in English, I'm here for it, okay? What else do we have? Devil in the reverse, which is closely associated with that Strength card, which we had in the upright, and the Ace of Swords in the reverse. If you are lying to me, or in general, being deceptive, Moon in the reverse, secretive or deceptive energy. If that's how you approach the connection, we don't have much to say. There's not much, like, I'm not going to try to convince you that being honest is the right move in a relationship. If I have to sell you on that, that seems like a lot of work. I don't know. Sometimes I just joke with people like, yeah, no, I'm a psychic. Don't lie to me. Just like some people don't realize how perceptive you are. Some people may not realize that lying to you is the death knell for the connection because maybe they've gotten away with it with other people. Well, I'm sorry you're not observant. I'm sorry you approach things that way instead of trying to do it the honest way first, right? Hey, Matt, how are you doing? Oh, not in my book, but maybe to some. I don't normally tell you all these bits, but I'm gonna tell you this. I had one ex of mine who was talking to, I don't know, like a mutual friend of ours, and this person knew me less than my ex did. We kind of ran in the same circle still. But he looked at this friend and said, if you lie to Carmen, it might take a little while, but she will eventually find out. It's not worth it. Seven of Swords in the reverse. Knight of Wands. Don't lie to me. I'll figure it out. You do that weird little nose twitch when you're lying. Or you tap your feet a bunch because you're nervous. Or you bite your lip. Like, there's something here that the Queen of Pentacles picked up on with this King of Pentacles. Like, okay, so we're doing the lying thing again? Okay, cool. Then I think I'm just gonna do the, like, walking away thing. Good morning, Lennis. How are you doing? Yeah, thank you for liking and subscribing. I very much so appreciate that. Hello, Third Eye. How are you doing? Exactly. The poker tell. A lot of people have it. Another good one, not to give away all my secrets. If somebody is blinking strangely, it might indicate that they're trying to manipulate you. You can't really control blinks. Sure, you can wink at someone, or maybe you can play the, like, try not to blink game. But if somebody is physiologically, I think is the word I want, acting strangely, there's probably a reason for it, and it could be lying. Yes, exactly. All right, so we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, the Page of Wands, and the Four of Cups. So it's taken a while to get to this point, and I do feel like the Queen of Pentacles felt like they gave enough time to know what they were dealing with before they left. But when they figured out this person was comfortable being dishonest, they didn't wait much longer. The King of Pentacles felt like they would have time to justify their lie or add on to their lie. They didn't expect the door to be slammed in their face right away, you know? It can mean you're nervous. But there's also some people who, when they're nervous, they stop blinking. But there's little details that you can notice from a person. All right. This is What's the News? Oh no, at 2 in the morning? Aw, I hope you get to take a nap later. What else do we have? Snack, obsession, physical attraction, sex appeal, and ghost. No closure, disappearing act. All right. So because this King of Pentacles was dishonest or playing games with regards to another person they were attracted to, maybe they didn't want to talk to you about whether or not this person was connected to them on social media. Maybe they didn't want to be honest with you about if they were interested in this person. But there seems to be a very light trace of a third party. And if there was a question that was answered in a dishonest way, the Queen of Pentacles would have been like, all right, you made your choice. That's what you want. Okay. So they may have gotten overly defensive. Remember, we had that Nine of Wands at the beginning. It felt to me like somebody really put out angry vibes. And then after the relationship ends, the Queen of Pentacles finds out that the King of Pentacles, like, first action is to hang out with this person who expressed interest in them inappropriately while they were still dating this Queen of Pentacles. So I think this is just like justifying that I made the right choice. You know, you were supposed to be in a connection with me or be exclusive with me, but you decided to lie and connect with this random person that you just think is hot. So whether anything actually happened during the relationship, not really sure. I think this receipts card is more so that somebody saw communications and it seemed pretty likely that things were going to get physical if they had not already. User, that is correct. The tarot is describing energy, not physicality. So I have come out as the Emperor. I have come out as the Knight of Wands. I know men who have come out as the Empress pretty repeatedly. It's with the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles indicating that there was some sort of connection between these two that probably was either a committed relationship or living together or even married. But more so indicating that this Queen of Pentacles was the person who had to be honest with themselves about what was going on in this connection, and that, you know, maybe they were better off on their own. See, I feel like things would have been different, Third Eye, if I had seen The Sixth Sense or like other such films where they're like, hey, maybe just like don't be scared of it, you know? So we have this Queen of Pentacles being admired by other people, not just this King of Pentacles. Yes, the King of Pentacles is saying, wow, you really seem to be unbothered. It feels to me like you're okay with everything being over and you're not still hung up on me. And they may also be getting a little bit of a heads up that there are other interested people looking at this Queen of Pentacles and thinking it's their lucky chance to pursue somebody they want. So a little bit of drama potentially about to happen because they don't want other people to be pursuing this Queen of Pentacles. We are past the 30-minute, and I don't have anyone on my list, so I might do a few freebies, but I'm going to do the general reading for just a little bit longer. We have the Eight of Pumpkins, or the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. The 10 of Lightning or 10 of Swords in the reverse. If somebody doesn't want to approach the connection in a respectful way, that's just how it goes, right? This is someone who's not interested in changing another person. If it seems to me like you're comfortable with being dishonest, then I'm going to walk away. So it doesn't feel to the King of Pentacles that there was enough effort made to try to fix things. But the King of Pentacles seems to be dishonest in that assessment. Because it's like, well, if the Queen of Pentacles called you out for lying or asked you to be honest about it, would the behavior have changed? I'm going to think that for the majority of them, the answer is no. I would have lied some more. So this heartbreak is part of their karma, right? Part of their plan. They have to feel the loss of somebody that they really did want in order to realize that their approach to romance needs to change if they want to be able to keep somebody who's faithful and devoted or reliable, compassionate. They have to be able to offer up those same types of energies if they want to be in a relationship with that person. Hello, Lonnie. How are you doing? Yes, entirely possible that there are people who are interested in pursuing this Queen of Pentacles, but the Queen of Pentacles is just fine on their own. They've come out as that Strength card and Hermit. Part of the reason they're able to walk away from toxic relationships is because they are not codependent. This King of Wands, I feel like this is somebody acknowledging that, well, the King of Pentacles, acknowledging that there is another person that could express interest. Two of Candles or Two of Wands in the reverse, feeling like I chose the wrong path. 10 of Cups, this is like the community. Queen of Lightning, or Queen of Swords in the reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse. This is like, I can't trust the people around me. I think they're going to try to pursue my ex. So maybe they met some of the people through the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe they've known this community together. But the King of Pentacles knows it's only a matter of time before somebody expresses interest in the Queen of Pentacles that the Queen of Pentacles would actually take seriously. Hello, HCA. How are you doing? Another 10 of Cups. Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. With the Lovers. Yeah. So there's another option coming forward. Someone who feels like they have been patient, because this isn't like it's been 2 weeks since the breakup. It's at least been a little while. And so we have somebody who is maybe talking to others like, hey, do you think this would be like uncool? Do you think this would work out? Do you think this is a bad idea? But this person, who could be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, this seems to be somebody who is feeling like there's not a lot of time to pursue their crush. And I think there's actually two people who are interested in this Queen of Pentacles that the King of Pentacles may be aware of or will be aware of. One of them, with the King of Wands in the reverse, is really just interested in a situationship. They're not an actual, like, love match. It's just somebody who's impressed by this Queen of Pentacles and maybe just wants to be able to brag. Five of Cups in the reverse, Five of Wands in the reverse. But I don't think the Queen of Pentacles will give this Queen of Wands in the reverse the time of day. Hey, you know, great job. You are super attractive. Unfortunately, it seems like the only thing you really are looking for is somebody that looks nice walking next to you. And I'm looking for a little bit more substance than that, right? Exactly. Hello. Is it Vivek? How are you doing? Hello, Baby Yoda. We have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, Seven of Swords in the reverse, and the Three of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, so we have someone who gets rejected, and maybe this is just absolutely delightful for the King of Pentacles because they do know that the Queen of Pentacles, you know, has standards. They're not going to say yes to everybody. But I do feel like they're still nervous because they know this Queen of Pentacles is seen as highly desirable. So they're worried. They're just a little worried. Hello, McCall. How are you doing? James, come on now. You got to talk to people. So Mira is asking, should I try to have him in the kids' lives after I have the baby? Not initially. 4 of Cups in the reverse, 10 of Swords in the reverse, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. There is something of an obstacle that he needs to get through first. So if I had made a cake, a beautiful cake for your birthday, and you're on your birthday, maybe you're just like a fanatic for fitness, you're running a marathon, and I show up halfway through the marathon and I'm like, here's your cake. Are you so excited? Take it. And you're like, Carmen, I'm running a marathon. Can you like hold on to the cake for a little bit? You'd be irritated. He's in the middle of running a marathon that is more emotional and cannot take the cake that you've made for him. Weird analogy, but visually it works, right? He needs to get through this. He needs to cross the finish line of this healing or this race before he can take on that responsibility. But when he gets to that point, then Mira, I feel like that's when things could change for the better. So maybe it's important to discuss what that looks like so he has something to work towards. Maybe it's important to let him focus. I feel like your intuition will guide you, but it's in the distant future, or like not in the next 2 months, that recovery happens and a change happens that allows for a more healthy connection between parent and child or children. Vivek is asking, will I ever get love in my life? Oh, yes, look, it's the lovers. Yes, you will. Unexpectedly. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Okay, here's the strange thing. There's going to be a silver lining in a cloud for you, which, in case you are from a different culture and that doesn't translate well for you, in a period of difficulty, there's going to be a ray of sunshine. And this is the person that you fall in love with, who falls in love with you. But with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, it is due to some loss or some sad circumstance that you meet this person. The reference in my mind is, and it's not going to be exactly this, Charlotte from Smex in the City met her husband because of going through a divorce. So there could be some loss, some trouble, some drama in your life that puts you in the right neighborhood or in the right place to meet this person that you fall in love with. You're welcome, Mira. Yeah, if y'all are asking for free questions, please make sure that you're liking the video. I feel like I saw one other one. That's true. Oh, thank you, Nat. How are you doing? Of course I can. All right, so what can we tell Nat about the person coming in love? 9 of Swords in the reverse. King of Swords in the reverse. This is somebody who has dealt recently or perhaps for a long time, but had to recover from and has. Dealing with a narcissist or a very self-absorbed individual, very deceptive, cunning individual. So, this is cute. This is someone who, when you are connecting to them or getting to know them, they're going to tell you a secret. It feels to me like this person says, I don't know that I've ever told anyone this. There's a very sweet, vulnerable ability to communicate that this person has worked on because they've been able to recover from the previous problem, right? Oh, thank you. Eight of Cups, the Chariot, Judgment in the reverse. The other thing I'm going to tell you is there is a warning here, Nat, that you may initially feel like you need to walk away, or initially feel like maybe this isn't somebody that I should get to know. But I think it's fear because of the potential here. So do not judge too quickly. This is someone who has a deep heart, a very loving energy. And I think they're going to be a very cherished person in your life. Someone who is also, I think, very curious, maybe an avid reader. Hello, Star Baby. Hello, Evelyn. How are you doing? Hello, Priyanka. Thank you for the tip. Let me get a different tarot deck. What are Mokul Dev's expectations regarding money? There seems to be a pretty rigid approach or structured strategy with regards to money. And I would go so far as to say this person could be a little bit controlling with money. But I do feel like there is growth. The issue is he seems to get irritated quickly when things don't go to plan or when money is spent without knowing that that was going to be a thing. So I do see this as being one of those subjects that he would probably argue about pretty routinely. As far as what he expects from you, truth. Tell me what you have. Tell me what you're making. Tell me what you spend. And it's like, then I'll put it into this formula and we'll figure it out. There's not a lot of leeway or like, oh, look, that's on sale. Let's get that. I think there's a determination to build wealth and a feeling that the only way you get to that point is if you're very precise with it, right? Hello, Saskia. All right, y'all, I gotta eat some breakfast. I love you. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for hyping the video if you're able to, and I will see you on the next reading.